Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. Today, I'm really excited to bring you a figure I literally just got the day of this recording. He's from the most recent wave of Cyberverse Legion figures, and it's Hyperspeed Wheeljack. This is a repaint of the Legion class Wheeljack that came with the Skyhammer um, playset vehicle. And we'll get into what his repainted colors in a minute. Um, this is the front, typical packaging, removable tech spec card on the side, and we come to the back. Now I'll show this off more in vehicle mode, but as you can see, he has a more of a red and white paint scheme that's slightly different than the original version of this mold. He also comes with a repaint of that double barrel blaster that Bumblebee, RC, and a bunch of the other figures have come with. The interesting thing about this color scheme is that it's an homage to a pre-Transformers Diaclone version of Wheeljack. I'll get into that when we get to his vehicle mode. Enough of my yammering, let's get to the figure. Since Wheeljack comes packaged in his robot mode, we're going to start there, and we'll start with the details of the figure. First, you can see the Autobot logo on his shoulder here. Red and black details on what would be the roof and windshield of the car. Coming down, that red continues. Um, it's now mixed in with some gray in the legs. Um, his head, which I will clean up for you, is, the face-plated head that, we've seen. I do believe there's a little hint of silver there, a couple two tones of silver. His gun, as I said, is well, I don't know if you could say it's a repaint, remold of the Bumblebee blaster done in a clear yellow plastic. One thing I do want to mention before we get into articulation is that the way his shoulder joint is designed, when you hold his arm out, he has a tendency to the arm to tilt inward towards the body, thus making the gun look a little crooked. You can fix that by lowering the inner armpit joint down, but it's supposed to be up for robot mode. Speaking of his arms, they are on a ball joint. You do have some swivel there. Hips are on a ball joint, back and forth, bend at the knee, and there is a slight swivel joint in the feet due to transformation. Simple figure, but fun. Personally, if they would have added in a hinge joint into this section of the arm, where the arm could swing out from the panel and giving it more of a free movement, I think this figure would have been on par with Cliff Jumper. Now, let's take a look at his transformation and vehicle mode. To start his transformation, I've gone ahead and removed his weapon. First step is you want to come in and peg the feet together, then fold them up. As I'm sure you can already tell, this will form the front of the car. Just giving it a little press so there's no gaps, as you can see from here, this angle. Next, you want to come in, lower the arms down on that armpit joint that I mentioned earlier. You then want to come in from behind and then fold out the rear so it folds forward and forms the rear hatch of the car. You then want to come in, rotate the arms down. I think we all know what they're going to become. Next, you'll come into the back, swivel this gray joint up. While doing so, you're going to fold the legs forward so it's basically collapsing in on itself. And that will peg sorta into the front. Next, you want to come in, fold the arms up. There's small tabs on the leg, right about there, that will sort of tab into the arms. And there we have Wheeljack in his vehicle mode. I've gone ahead and pegged Wheeljack's weapon into a hole on top of the car. There's one here and one on the other side. It goes without saying that the weapons can be combined with the other Legion class, which I've shown before. Now, this is the interesting thing about this color scheme, which, as you can see, has a nice red swash up and down the back with silver details for the headlights and a little yellow for the taillights. Before Transformers, as you all know, there was a line called Car Robots in Japan, where many of the G1 Transformers came from. The Wheeljack mold, which was a Lamborghini Lancera, something like that. It was specifically designed as a race car, was used in that line. Of course, it was the Wheeljack we all know and love, but since these weren't sentient robots, but really robotic warriors used by humanoid life forms, the mold was repainted and retooled with a new head into a character known as Marlbor. Many Transformers fans just refer to him as Marlbor Jack. I don't know if it had any connection to the Marlboro cigarette company. Perhaps that's what it's called in Japan, not sure. But since then, really in more recent times, when you've had a Wheeljack figure, every once in a while you'll see him repainted with this red and white scheme. That's as an homage to the Marlboro Jack figure. Quite a little bit of interesting Transformers history, eh? The car can roll, and of course it's compatible with the Skyhammer or the Skyjack, I forget what it's called, as well as any other Legion class playsets. If you see this figure, I can recommend picking him up just because of the color scheme and the interesting history behind it. If you already have the larger playset, I'm not sure if I can recommend it that much because inherently it is the same figure. It just comes with different weapons. But since Legion figures tend to be on the cheaper end of the price scale, usually if you have like a coupon or something and, you know, buy one, get one, pick it up. It is a fun little figure. This is your old pal Chuck for Wheeljack. I'll see you next time.